I can't take it anymore. The damn hyena. It's dirty.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Big Brother Canada 4 weekly recap and interview show with Loveita's here. Oh my god. But first, I need to let you all know, if you are listening or watching this back in iTunes, do us a favor, 5-star rating and a nice review. If you are listening in YouTube, you can click on these buttons, thumbs up and subscribe. That's great too. Lastly, if you like Loveita and I together on the interwebs, you're going to want us together on finale night in the backyard. So go check out yourrealityrecaps.com/Canada to help get us there so we can live stream on finale night and bring you all the interviews live and all that goodness. But without further ado, shut up, Eric. Who do we want to hear from? Oh, and side note, Dana's not here. She's at church. She is praying for a good show. Here's the one you want, Loveita.
Hello.
Hi, Loveita. How are you?
I am doing awesome, and I have a lot of opinions.
Well, Loveita, I'm glad you are in a good mood, and I have an opinion as well.
Tell me, share.
You ruined Big Brother Canada 4.
Oh, and I'm quite aware of that one.
Okay, Loveita, we have to start here. Why did you tell Kelsey?
You know what? I absolutely love Big Brother because of the twist.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that for a fact, Mitch appreciates a good gamer. He likes the challenge. And I knew that in the back of my head, if Mitch didn't want to be exposed, he'd vote me back in. But obviously people are a little bit nervous or afraid of, the big dogs in the house. And I just thought, this is my way of having an impact on the game. So I totally wanted to give Kelsey everything that I knew and give Mitch the challenge to, fix the situation.
All right, let's back up then for 1 second, because I'm interested to get your reply to this question that I feel like we're asking everybody. And one more time, chat room. Oh my God, you guys are like breaking the chat room. It's tweet me with hashtag YRRLive. You can tweet your mom, your dad, your uncle. It doesn't matter. Just make sure hashtag YRRLive is in the tweet and I will get it. And don't forget to share the show as well. Megaphone, square, up arrow, spread the word, tell everyone we're live with Loveita. I'm pretty sure the feeds are down for POV right now anyway. And, Loveita, if we want to talk anything spoilerly, we have to wait till like the last 10 minutes because we don't want to piss off all the people that don't want spoilers. So don't say like who's HOH, who's nominated currently.
Okay.
We'll talk about it at the end.
Okay.
So no worries, everyone. No spoilers. Okay, so here's my question for you, Lita. You say you love a twist. Do you think this twist that you were part of was fair, for a lack of a better word?
I think that even the whole concept of the game, it's, casino themed, it's chance. I don't think there is really fair in a game like this. I think anybody that knows the show, watches this show, realizes that sometimes it's not fair. For instance, I got backdoored by Maddie. I don't think that's fair. But, and at the same time too, you kind of got to be prepared for these twists. That's why Big Brother is, it's interesting, it's intriguing, it's different. So I think it was fair. I think that it definitely turned the tables and kind of stirred up the house a bit. And it could have been anybody in that room, but right. I thought that there was nothing wrong. I thought the twist was great, to tell you the truth.
I hated it. Now, whether you would have been in there, I don't hate it because of anything with you and Kelsey. I just feel like the one thing that should be sacred to all of you playing the game is your game.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's not fair to expose I just think you should be able to hold on to the privacy of your game. Like, I'm fine with diamond power vetoes and backdoors and triple eliminations, but to reveal and whatever. That's not why it happened.
Like, myself and Kelsey never thought they would let the house guests know that we were in a room together. Like, that never crossed our mind. We're like, there's no way that would ever happen. And we're there like, oh, we're going to have to come up with some background story as to how we know this information. So, I don't know. Like, I think even that factor, whoever went back in, myself and Kelsey, that puts a huge target on either of us. Just the fact that the house guests knew the situation. So, in a sense, it's like we almost felt like we'd be in the house and then voted right back out because of the fact that that part of the twist was exposed to the whole house.
Have you been watching the show? So do you know what has gone on? Okay, so.
That's the good stuff.
Are you proud of the way Kelsey handled it? Like, what has gone on?
I mean, I wish Raul didn't, like, spill
Who's Raul?
Bitch. Who's Raul? Raul
You mean Rail?
Is a slay. Yes, and I love him for those terms, but he's emotional. And if he hadn't have told Mitch, I feel like they could have walked with Mitch further in the game, which for me, that would have been, if I went in the house, I would have tried to still work with Mitch and reveal some information to the Jared Raul side so that I'm kind of nice and cushioned in the middle. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, first of all, you do know that we all call him Rail, right? Because of Nikki. Nobody is calling him Raul. We all call him Raul. Like Raul.
I know.
That he's just Raul. I don't understand what he's doing. I want to burn that jacket. I don't get it. I don't understand. Here's what I wanted to happen. I wanted him, when he was getting a little frustrated with Jared about, being more forceful with him, I wanted him to be like, okay, use it. We're going to get the brothers out. Go ahead and use it, and then put up Kelsey.
You know what? I could see so many people wanting that to happen, but the thing I find about Rail is that he is very emotional, and when he has an opinion and his mind is set, he's not going to change it. Like, he's not going to move. And at the same time, too, like, I think he's starting to feel really taken advantage of and a little bit, what's the word? Like, almost like he's being used to play somebody else's game. And I think he really wanted to establish that I'm the boss of myself and I'm leaving Noms the same.
Right. This is why I loved you in the game. And I'm sorry, Mitch fans, because, some of us Mitch fans are not happy. But just what Loveita said in the beginning of the show, Mitch will love what Loveita did. You were a game player. You didn't play emotionally. You were there to play the game. Mitch was there to play the game. And I appreciate you for being a game player. And I think most of our fans appreciate you for being a game player too. We are all about respecting the game.
And that's the thing. That's why I love Mitch. Believe it or not, fans are thinking, "Oh, Loveita, you ruined Mitch's game." Mitch, did you see episode 17? Wow.
Well, let me ask you this. Maybe it's fine-tuning it a little bit more specifically. I see a lot of people asking it in the chat room, but specifically Trisha G right now. Was your motive for putting out Mitch's strategy specifically because you wanted him to be evicted, or no? Okay, go ahead.
No. The reason why I gave Kelsey the information is because I respect Twist, I respect the game. That twist was there, and there's no way on God's green earth Kelsey and I would sit in a room knowing that one of us is going back in and not want to help the other person. We made amends. We recognized, that some things were said that kind of made the tension between us grow, and it didn't necessarily need to get to that state. We should have made amends in the house. So we cared for each other, and we wanted to say, hey, if one of us is going back in, let's set ourselves up for success. However, me personally, was not to screw Mitch's game, but was to aid myself or to aid Kelsey in having information that could advance her or myself in the game. And that piece of information regarding Mitch was golden. And I even was able, when I was in the Big Brother suite, to see ways in which Mitch could play it off, even if, it was exposed like it was when Raul came to talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
There was plenty of avenues that Mitch could have went down to totally fix the situation. And I think he did a wicked job. But like I said, I like the game. There's all sorts of different players right now in this house that have a really different viewpoint. And I mean, if you're in there to win $100,000, I think that even for myself, I wish it wasn't Mitch and Joel specifically on the block. Like, if it was Mitch and someone else, I don't see why the house guests wouldn't have kept Mitch. Like, his points were so valid. Like, so valid. So, to me, it does feel like a little bit of a popularity contest. But for all the Mitch fans, you guys need to know, I'm a Mitch fan too. I love Mitch, and that's why I threw out the challenge to him.
And I know Mitch respects what you did and loves the game and respects the game. Like, I really know that. I can't say how I know it, but our fans think they know how I know it. Okay, we also... Oh my God. All right. We're going to take a Twitter question. Actually, I'm going to do this first. Loveita, we also ask really hard, serious questions on this show as well.
Okay.
You're going to get a few of them, I'm sure, on this show. The first one is, which brother is hotter, monkey face or girl face?
Oh my God.
I'm not going to make you guess which one is... Okay, go ahead.
Personality adds to someone's look. It also takes away from somebody's look. And I think all would agree, in my personal opinion, Nick wins it. Nick danced with me. We had such a good time. And Nick is, you can just feel that he's just so true. I'm a Nick fan. I love Phil, but Nick all the way, in my opinion, Nick's the hottest, for sure.
Uh-oh, XOXO Feedster says lies. Lies. I don't know them apart. I always call them girl face and monkey face all season. I don't know why. I don't know what their real names are still. I rely on the chat room to tell me which one's girl face again, because I don't know what their real names are. I just know that they're really hot and I like them. That's all I need to know about them.
Oh, you think they're hot?
Oh my God, I love the one.
Oh.
I love the one. It's the one that it's the one that doesn't let anybody talk game.
Oh,
doesn't let his brother talk.
Yeah. The one
okay,
that
Phil.
Phil has a really strong hand on Nick. So he's the alpha male out of the two. So I could definitely see that being an attractive factor for most people. Pretty good.
All right, let's bring up this question from a Chef Big Zilla on Twitter who wants to know, what's your theory on the jackpot sign? Isn't it the jackpot noise that goes off every day? What do you think it could be?
At first I thought it had to do with like the amount of like viewers or fans, because it seems like in a lot of the shows there was always something representing or calculating that, and then after a while I just stopped paying attention to it. I think it's a total distraction, and I don't really think that you can have a theory behind it. I know a lot of house guests, like Cassandra one day was like counting numbers, counting the door. I don't really know what it is, and I don't really have a theory. I think it's a huge distraction for the house guests, and I'm hoping that we'll find that out soon. Maybe it'll be bring me back into the house or something like that. That would be great for me. I wish the jackpot, that noise has something to do with me returning to the house. That would be excellent, but no clue. You
could return to host. I think you know too much now to be thrown back into the house. I wish we could.
Trying to start rumors here.
Oh, all right. Then you know what we'll say? We can say that it is not you, Loveita. It is your twin sister who has been in sequester the whole time.
the twists just keep getting better. Something you guys didn't know.
That's what you didn't know. Do you think that the brothers will be split up at some point in the game? Like, we know Big Brother has told us, no way, not gonna happen. There's no chance they're gonna be split up. But this is Vegas, and anything can happen.
See, that's the thing. My initial thought, why I never wanted to touch the brothers, was like, if I can build a strong connection with the brothers and they get split up, that's 2 votes with me. So I know that it was said that they're not going to be split up, but at the same time, too, why would they want to spoil a twist? If they are going to split the brothers up, they're not going to want too much speculation or people being like, I'm certain this is going to happen. Because at one point, it was like, everybody seemed so certain that this had to be the case. So I could definitely see them doing that. But like I said, I mean, they're saying they're not going to split up, but this is all about surprise. And it's expect the unexpected. So now nobody expects it. It would be hilarious if that happened. I would love it.
That is a good point. Okay. SoCal Mama over on Twitter wants to know, and I don't know how you couldn't be, but were you surprised that you weren't voted back in? Did you?
Yeah.
You
know what? I was surprised because I was like, if I was sitting in those chairs and I put myself in each person's shoes, I was just like, do you want to win $100,000 or not? Like, I am stoked Kelsey's back in there and I'm so proud of her. But at the same time, I'm thinking, you guys just threw half your game. In my opinion, I'm like, what are you thinking? You want to win this? I'm a lone ranger. I've said time and time again, I don't take the game personally. In fact, people are like, she only talks game. Like, why would you ever? I'm a lone ranger. So was I surprised? I was totally caught off guard because I was there for Maddie. In fact, the funny thing about the whole sitch is I had no intention of ever touching. Maddie was never on my radar. Like, zero, never, ever. Why would you want somebody out of the house and backdoor somebody that would never put you up, would defend you? Heck, if me and Maddie were, like, tight working together and I want a veto, would I use it on her? Absolutely. Dumbest move of the season.
I agree. Like, as a fan and as a game fan, I think, yes, not voting you back in was a big mistake. Now,
it's ridiculous.
Now, you were saying that you were hoping Mitch would have kind of got from your speech that, like, your secret's safe if you vote me back in. But what would you have done then? So if you would have went back into the house, what would your, like, let's say you won HOH. Who are you putting up and when you're back in the house?
It would be a toss between, like, Tim, the brothers, and Cassandra. Those 3 people were the people that were on my mind for nominations if I went back into the house. Now, a big thing as well is my idea was initially go back in the house and talk to Jared. I'd want to touch base with Jared. In the Big Brother suite, I kept saying to Kelsey, like, can Raul keep his mouth shut if I share this information? She was like, you're going to have to talk to them together. But I'm thinking, like, Jared, in my opinion, was somebody that I felt I could tell and would keep it. So my plan was to go in, first things first, talk to Mitch and Joel, make them feel like everything's all good and gravy so that Mitch isn't worried about me spilling the beans now that I'm back, knowing that he voted me out. And telling him, I'm here to play the game, blah, blah, blah. Let's work together and have that alliance still present. And then go and talk to Jared. Let Jared know that I have this backup alliance. I need you to keep your mouth shut. I never spoke much game with Jared. So Jared would know that I'm serious. And there were some other things or ideas I had to just solidify the fact that, this is coming from Kelsey. But after, like, the twist was exposed, I'm like, okay, this is going to be easy. He's going to know I spoke to her, and I would share all of this with him and then have them on my side. So I'd be cushioned, and I would present to them the idea that we need to work with the idea that I am in an alliance with Mitch and Joel. I'm going to be working with them. Plus, we're working together, so we'll have these votes for sure. And then everybody else around, most people were kind of floating, right? So, like, there's the brothers, which Mitch was very close to, so he could influence them, Joel as well. And I thought that would be a solid plan for me moving forward.
All right. Here's what we got to know. I don't mean to. I want to talk to you about so many things that you're saying, but like, oh my god, we have a million questions, and nobody really wants to hear my opinion. So I'm trying to like get the fans to like get their questions to you as quickly as possible. So we're gonna have you back on again because I have a feeling we can talk more about.
Yes.
We need you on for like a real recap of a week. I'm just trying to get your okay now. Here's something that I do want to know, though. I feel you need to help. You need to explain this to us. And I feel you are the only one who can.
Okay.
What are we not understanding about Kelsey? Because here was my opinion. Here's my comedic opinion of her. She's a walking STD. But I don't really appreciate her game. I don't know what game she had until you gave her one. And she's not really contributing anything. Sorry, Rocksteady and Kelsey fans. No, I will love her outside of the house. I am saying, like, I'm basing it on her game in the house. But you do seem to be, like, really worked out your guys' issues in there. So what is it that we're not understanding about this, Kelsey?
So what I came to understand about Kelsey after week 1 is that she's an emotional person, which, you know what, I look at that too as a strength, because somebody that's emotional means that they're hurt easily, means that they value promises, and they don't like being hurt. So you know what I mean? I just viewed that, and I seen her relationship with Jared and Raul. She's trustworthy and she wants that commitment. But you know, in a room when you're locked away, I tried to make amends with Kelsey so much in the house, and you know, she wasn't having it. And in that room, there's no option. It's like we're both accepting the fact that one of us is gonna be evicted. So we're both accepting eviction. We're recognizing that, okay, like the game could be over for us. Let's clear the air. I think Kelsey is someone that can't have external influences on her, because I feel like people in the house love the drama, love keeping war between two people. Mm-hmm. And in the room, there is nobody to influence that. And I also think like Kelsey, it might be deeply misunderstood because she is opinionated and, you know, she speaks her mind, and because she's emotional, you know, she might snap, she might react. Yeah, she came into the house not knowing the game, and I came into the house just loving the game. Mm-hmm. And I think that even after being in that room, we made amends, but Kelsey came to recognize that. I think people look at me outwardly and would say, okay, this is the type of person Loveita might be. And I think people in the house were like that. And I think Kelsey was assuming that maybe I'm actually this jerk of a girl, and I'm not. The impression that I'm giving people in the house that I care, I want to be trustworthy, is actually fake. But she realized in the room that I'm very real. I love people, and I gave her my entire game because I do forgive. I do move forward in life. I do forget. And this is just a game. And I think when she realized that I was giving her this information, she recognized who I was as a person and that I was there for her. Kelsey needs to really feel that, you know, people are there for her. Mm-hmm. And I think that's just who she is, and there's nothing wrong with it. And I am cheering for Kelsey. I think we really got to bond, and I think she just needed to see that I'm a real person, and that whatever anybody else was saying to her in the house, because believe it or not, people in that house, they will talk, they will try to continue keeping the fire burning. And yeah, Kelsey, you know, it wasn't that she was the nicest to me in the house, because, you know, that's part of the reason, like, we were unable to get over things in the house. But I think people need to give Kelsey a chance. And she didn't know the game. Now she's like, I feel like I gave her my perspective and some of my tactics, and, you know, kind of give her a chance to prove herself. And remember, there's high emotions in the house, so you're going to have bad days. And of course, Kelsey is going to have her opinions of people. And like I said, she's probably going to state it. So, yeah.
I think Kelsey, if she ends up winning Big Brother, at least owes you 25% of the winnings. At least 25%. It should probably be 75, but
She can feel free to give me all of it if she wants. I'm just kidding.
See, if I were you, I would have found some lipstick. I would have wrote up a contract. Like, I'm going to give you your whole game plan going back in, but I get 25%. Because we were screaming at the feeds, Vita. Seriously, when you were giving her, like, the whole re-entry plan, all of the Loveita fans were like, what is happening? Stop. We were like, no.
I care about people.
No, I know.
I don't hold grudges, and it's a game, and I love the game. And
You do. And that's why I think a lot of people I think people that love the game are people that love you. And the more emotional people who just casually watch are like, poor Rail. Okay. How long, if you had to guess, because this is like a nonstop question, and I am 99% sure we can ask this, and I'll take the blame if we can't. How long, if you had to guess, would you say it was in between, or how long did they deliberate for? Do you have any clue how long everyone deliberated for?
I have no idea how long they deliberated for. I didn't see anything. I have no clue how that went down. I didn't quite understand. Like, I was just kind of thinking, like, are you going to vote? Like, how is it going to be the loudest voice in the room? So I don't know how long it was that they deliberated for. I have no clue.
Okay, I don't have any clue either. I was just wondering. We're going to have to find out. On finale night, I'm going to hunt. That's going to be my question. That's going to be my question for Arissa. I'm going to be like, how long were the deliberations? It didn't seem like it could have been that long. Okay, another question I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat room want to know, and it is, what's the deal with Cassandra?
Cassandra is a strange character. God love her. She's humorous, but from day one, I was just like, can't trust her, can't be trusted.
Mm-hmm.
She's a sweet girl. She's funny. She's fun. She loves marinara. She loves Tim. And I think they made an aquarium or something. But I don't think she was ever a fan of me. And I tried my best to play it off. Like yeah, it's fine. You're all good, Cassandra. I trust you. But at the end of the day, my gut was like, Cassandra kind of talks a little bit too much around the house. But people know that. And this is the thing. Cassandra actually might slide by and go super far in this game because everyone's just like, everybody knows she has a huge target on her back. Everybody knows she talks to everybody. Everybody knows this.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about Cassandra. But it's like, if we keep playing a game this way, thinking that these people have a huge target on their back, everybody knows, they're never gonna go up. And Cassandra might be one of those people.
I'm pretty sure Marinara's dead. Like, I'm pretty sure Marinara has passed.
Oh my gosh, really?
So thank God that's over. Because it wasn't funny. But I'm pretty sure it's over. XOXO Feedsters, who you have to follow on Twitter, who is very, very funny in recapping all that is going on in the house. Her and I and Dana we were all kind of talking about this the other day. We don't know how to feel about Cassandra. Like, 1 second, we're like, oh, she's funny and she totally gets the game. And then the next second, we're like, I want to kill her.
Yeah, like, I don't really know if Cassandra gets the game. I definitely think that she's doing well in the house because she talks a lot. And obviously this is a social game, so that's good for her. But she's unique. And that's the one part of Cassandra that I love, is how unique she is. But I think her strategy is to, like, kind of like she's a lone ranger. Like, every decision she wants to make and every campaign that she does is solely for her own game. And the thing is the people that are closely affiliated with her, like, they can see that. Or at least I'd be able to see that. Like, it's like Dallas let's say he's gutting for Cassandra, or he's good, like, Cassandra was good with Dallas, made amends. I want to keep him. You know what I mean? She only flips based on her own game, and you kind of have to, like, if you're in an alliance or working with people, sometimes you have to lay low. She was kind of felt like she was already in a comfortable position and then kind of went against the grain, and she does that a lot, which I don't think is smart, to, like, stick your neck out when you can just kind of float through and the light isn't shining on you. She just likes to have the spotlight in every way, and I don't know if that's going to be good for her moving forward in the game, but she's different and she's funny. She is funny, but it's hard to know when she made the comment about me, I was like,
right.
That's not a joke. And I just feel like she can excuse herself throughout the whole game with every statement by saying, I was just joking. It's my humor, because her humor is just so strange. I'm like, you can't go through this whole game and say everything's a joke. But like I said, I don't know how well she really knows the game. I really don't.
She doesn't seem like she knows the game very well, but sometimes then she's entertaining. Like, just what you said, like sometimes that whole conversation with you and her, like in the bedroom, when she was like, that's just how I say things. And I was like, why are we still circling this conversation? What is happening? It's why we don't know. It's why
we had some fake fights. Cassandra and I intentionally were like, let's have some fake fights because people will love it. So some of the time, me and Cassandra, even in the house, were like clashing.
Mm-hmm.
We were just joking a lot of the time, but who knows if it was a joke with Cassandra.
Yeah, she might not think that it's a joke. Giselle in the chat room wants to know, your array of hats and beanies were often compared to our United States BB17's third place player, Vanessa. I don't know if you know her. Okay. So she wants to know, are these a must-have accessory for masterminds of the game?
Moving forward, I definitely think you need to protect your brain. The hat, the toques did it for me in the house. I wanted to let people know my style. I love hats, and I wear hats at home. I wear hats outside. I planned on wearing hats in the house, and I definitely think you need to get a hat or a toque if you're going to compete as a mastermind in the BB Can house or the BBUS house. I think you need to get a toque. Great question. Love it.
You do. You definitely need to. I think if you ever go back, if you are back on for All Stars, we'll not say if, we'll say when you go back on for All Stars, you need to create a line of them. This is what I was telling Vanessa too.
I'm planning on creating a toque line for all the fans out there because I definitely think there are people that love it. And I think people need to rock it.
They do. They definitely need to rock it. How XOXO Feedsters, speaking of XOXO Feedsters, wants to know, how would you have handled the information you discovered differently than what we've seen Kelsey do with that?
You know what? XOXO Feedsters, I would totally hope to keep the Mitch alliance intact and not make Mitch feel that he's been exposed. Like, Mitch is so powerful in the game that he would be somebody that me going back into the house, I'd be very dead set on wanting to ensure that he knows that I'm with him and I'm still working with him. And that's one thing that, I kept saying in the Big Brother Suite, like, can Raul hold his mouth? Like, should I really talk to them together or should I just talk to Jared first? So I feel like I would have followed my gut and possibly just exposed it to Jared and said, we need to tread carefully. Maybe let's keep this to ourselves for the first little while. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because Raul and Mitch were so close. And as long as I could clean things up with Mitch and make Mitch feel like, hey, I'm coming back and I really want to work with you. I know, that you had said some things about me and I'm willing to forgive and forget that because he knew I was in there with Kelsey. Let's work together. Mitch knew I was into the game, that I wasn't taking anything personally, so I would have continued working with him and Joel and utilized Mitch rather than threw Mitch on the block and got him evicted.
I think that's the problem with someone that's not a fan of the game or doesn't really know the game. They don't get so much strategy They don't get strategy. I think that's what the problem
Yeah,
is.
you gotta be careful. You can't be upset at someone and throw them up.
Right. And wear that stupid jacket rail. Reality fan wants to know, Loveita, how excited are you for an inevitable instant eviction? Do you think that it will at all destroy the integrity of the game if they have, like, you know, another instant eviction that's coming up, or let's say a triple a week where it's like 3 people?
You know what? Like I said, that's part of the game, and I think that they need to throw in another instant eviction. I think that it's important. Like, think about, like, there was a time where, like, Mitch was talking to the brothers and was kind of saying, hey, like, I will protect you, vote in your favor, keep you safe if it's a double or instant. People in the house need to be prepared for these things, and they need to utilize this when they're making deals. Like, that was such a great deal. So yeah, like, I think it needs to happen. Like, they seen it happen with me. I was blindsided, and that's a part of the game, but it's like, yeah, we need another one. I don't think it compromises anything. I think people need to be prepared. And I think Mitch using that as leverage for, you know, to stay in the house was genius. But not everybody thinks the way I think. Not everybody thinks the way Mitch thinks, or Tim, or Cassandra, or anybody else in that house. So, yeah, you know what? They need to be prepared. They need to face another one.
I see a lot of people saying, and I always think this is a cool question for you as someone that was just playing the game, if you could pick a twist to throw into the house, if production came to you right now and was like, okay, Loveita, you're getting to throw any twist you want into the house, what are you going to throw in there to make it even crazier?
I think what would really, really be super cool for having someone come back into the house is have the house vote, like you would do for voting. Vote one person out of the house just instantly. Like, we're going to do a vote. This is a twist. One person's leaving today and one person's coming back in out of the, let's say, 5 that have been evicted if they're, you know.
Right.
And the whole house votes, someone with the highest amount of votes is voted out, and they also vote someone back in. I think that would be super cool because it's like, people need to be prepared for twists, and I do think that's cool, giving them... I like the fact that they gave the house power. It's different and it's cool, and I think that would be an awesome twist.
I said for our Big Brother, and people either loved it or they wanted to kill me. I said when it got down to, like, let's say, I think it was 4 people in jury and 4 people in the house, maybe, or maybe it was 5 and 5. I said the whole jury should come in, and then the 5 people in the house, then each person from jury gets to pick somebody to battle that's in the house 1 round, and if you lose, you switch spots.
You are the mastermind genius. They need to put you on production.
No, because if I was playing the game, I would hate that. I would be like, so I just did this whole game perfectly for 2 months, and I didn't throw the puck in the hole good, and I'm out. Oh, no.
Oh my god, you would be amazing.
No. No, I won't play. Maybe Big Brother Canada. If they would let me play Big Brother Canada, I would totally play. Your country is nice. Our country...
twist. You need to be put in the house. You'd love it.
Oh, I would love it, but not here. People aren't friendly in the United States if you're a good game player. Let's just say that.
Intense seasons.
Now, yeah, I know, seriously. All right, everybody. We're going to start talking a little bit of spoilers. So if you don't want to know what is going on this week, you're going to want to check out now. And 3, 2, 1, bye. Okay, so, or pull your headphones out for a little bit. So, we know right now, Maddie is HOH, and I believe it was Love and Kindness in the chat room earlier said she won that HOH by guessing a question that had to do with the jackpot noise. She said on the live feeds. Like, we haven't seen it happen yet, but she was talking about it on the live feeds. So we're allowed to talk about it. So I don't know. I'm interested to see what that's going to be about. And then she put up Jared, Kelsey, surprised or not surprised?
You know what? I knew the Kelsey component would happen because Maddie is just like that. Like, if she doesn't like you, then you're kind of gone, like in her books. But the Jared part, I was kind of thinking that she'd keep Jared and want to get on Jared's good side. But maybe that's her intent, is to hope that she knows that everybody else, majority of people, don't want to cross Jared. And a lot of people in the house really trust him and feel that he's very honest.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she feels like putting them up guarantees that the couple are split. I also could have seen her, doing a pawn situation, maybe even a Cassandra, because like I know she doesn't really like Cassandra, but parts of me feels like Maddie thinks that, Cassandra isn't as much of a threat,
Mm-hmm.
and that Kelsey and Jared together are a massive threat to her.
So, why? Aside from kind of what you just said, is it like a loyalty thing? Why do you think the house, in a way, almost seems to protect Jared? Like, I feel like everyone protects him a little bit.
I feel like there's a popularity contest this season, and I'm not about being popular. I think one point I even said, like, popularity isn't always a good thing in the BB Can house, but apparently in this season it's very important, and I feel like people protect Jared because he's popular. He is that guy that makes, people feel like they're important. He'll play those games with everybody. He's super social, and we got a lot of bros. Like, there's the brothers that are all about, like, yeah, like, Jared accepts us. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we got that, like, feeling vibe going on. And that's another thing. I think Maddie loves to be accepted. There's a lot of people in this house that can't be alone. And I feel like the way the ship has been run by, like, Jared, in a sense, is like, if you're not with him and you're against him, you're kind of shunned a bit in the house. You're like that Lone Ranger that's trying to face a wave by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people don't want to touch that. They'd rather be on his good side, because when you're on his good side, it's super, super good. But he takes a game very personally, in the sense that if you touch his left arm, which is Kelsey, or his right arm, which is Raul, and I did not know that they cast us as a trio. I thought we were all casted as individuals, but okay. If you touch any part of his arm, it's like he's coming for you. And if you're associated with the person, by association, that touches somebody in his group or vicinity, then he's coming for you. But if you're with him, you're with him. Like, the whole, he can't protect the whole house. It can't be one jumbo Jared alliance. Like, is anyone not, like, seeing this? Like, what's going on?
Well, this just in, literally just this second, Loveita, they are telling us right now in the chat room, feeds just came back up moments ago. Okay, who do you think won POV?
Oh, Lord, Jared.
And who would you want to win POV?
Kelsey, because I helped get her back into the house. That's the last piece of me that's standing in there.
Well, you got it right. It was Jared.
And he took himself off the block, and I bet you she's going to put up Nikki or Cass.
Well, not yet. Not yet.
This is a guess. I don't know.
Well, he just won it, but here's what I'm going to say. Jared, you need to do a Brendan from Big Brother US. You need to save your woman.
Love Rachel. Love Brendan.
Just had their baby 2 days ago. Baby.
I heard.
Little baby Brenchel.
I'm a big fan of Rachel and Brendan. They were both, yes, I love them.
Oh, good. I'm sure they're a little busy now, but I can totally connect you guys. I know she would love you. But I'm sure she's a little bit busy breastfeeding at the moment. Even Big Zilla says, even though you knew Kelsey would have used it to take Jared off, you would still want Kelsey to have. Do you think Kelsey would do that? Do you think Kelsey would remove Jared if she had it?
I think in that house, what fans need to understand is you say a lot of things in that house. There's a lot of emotions, and you can, the highs are really high and the lows are really low. And sometimes you feel like you need to give up, and somebody might play the game better, and you don't want to take that from them. But as soon as you get a taste, like as soon as you win something, you won it. And I feel like if Kelsey won it and it was in her hands, then she'd use it on herself. I do believe that Kelsey would use it on herself.
I kind of think she would too. I know when you were giving her the strategy of go back in the house, don't make yourself seem so close to Raul, maybe have a fight. I'm like, do you know who you're talking to?
I'm like, come on, you can make this happen.
She would be like, Raul, I'm mad at you right now. We are not friends. And then she'd be like, I'd be like, she's not pulling that off.
I know.
Nope, she's not. And then I kind of like the way it played out. Even better than that, although I didn't like how aggressive Jared was getting with Raul.
Raul was like a little puppy dog in the pantry. I was like, oh my gosh, poor Raul. I thought Raul has attitude. Sorry guys, Raul has attitude. I thought he'd be, up there defending himself. I mean, they're good friends. Fights happen. But yeah, it was a little intense.
I just hope, I love how, for me, it's like when the game is on, and we're all gonna talk shit and be crazy and judge everything that you guys do. But then when the game is over and it's real life. I hope people like Rail that are a more emotional player are gonna come out of this game and be like, it was a game, done, good game, and not kind of hold on to Mitch betrayed me and lied to me.
Mitch's game was sweet. It was awesome. But I know for a fact that I will love everybody outside of the game. Do I know they'll love me? I'm not sure. But it is, in my eyes, I look at it like a board game, and I love every single person in that house. And it's, commentary on the game, definitely important. It's fun. But as people, I'm sure everybody will be besties. I'm sure everybody will make amends and will be besties. And you see it in the other seasons, so I hope it's that way for this one.
You guys will. You Canada cast all super get along. Miss Man Cougar wants to know, or just wants you to know that she totally loved you rocking the Lululemon outfits.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. The logo wasn't supposed to be shown, but...
yeah, I didn't know what Lululemon was until you were wearing those, and then people had to fill me in on it. And I was like, oh, okay, I totally get it now.
Best brand ever. I love Lulu's.
Which she will not say again unless you sponsor her and give her some free clothes.
Yes,
so
Lululemon,
call her.
Give me some clothes to model.
Exactly. Yes, chat room. We know. Jared won veto. My play, or what I hope that he does, is I do hope he takes Kelsey off. And see what happens with that. I think if nothing else, a move like that, if I was in either of their positions, I would do that move because I think it's clear the house is against them. They're going inevitably. They're not going to make it to the end. I would want to do some big grand thing that would at least kind of cement me in the history of it and then hope for all stars.
Exactly. And that's what people need to see in this game. And I definitely think that would be an awesome move for Jared because that will display a lot of who Jared is and his heart. So that would be cool to see.
I don't necessarily like his heart. I also don't like his hair thing in the back. I don't understand if he would get a short haircut, oh, I would love it. I just want to take Nick or Phil's hair off them and put them on Jared, and he would be my perfect man.
Somebody needs to Photoshop that. Fans, if you're listening, somebody needs to Photoshop their hair.
Oh, I'm sure.
That would be awesome to see.
I am sure it is going to happen at some point. I'm sure it will happen at some point. What, a lot of people I see asking this too. What was your favorite competition that you played while you were in the house?
Oh my gosh, best question. Favorite competition was the baseball competition. That was so fun. I wish I could play that competition 10 times over. They should have them every single season. It was so fun.
Okay, clearly I'm getting much older in life. All I thought when that was going on was how much shoulder pain I would be in. You are talking about when you had your arms in the big...
Yeah. Those were like cushiony, like light, feathery goodness. And yeah, it was like it's like the most effortless version because you're just like slam your arms closed to catch. It's like, you feel like you're like a butterfly, when you cocoon. It's
Okay.
like so good. And then somebody you catch on our team, like Dow would make a catch like this, and we'd all like run over and like huddle and be all like hidden and laugh and like yell at each other in between it. It was like amazing. And then me and Nikki were like flipping all over the place and doing gymnastics. It was like such a freeing, non-competitive, and not to mention like our team killed it. It was like we didn't even have to care. Like it was just perfect. I loved it.
That is why. What was it like being around Tim during that? Who was really happy.
Yeah, you know what? Tim had a great time at that comp. He got a little bit too excited. In fact, I've never seen Tim that excited. It was another side of him that I mean, Tim has like 50,000 billion sides, so I guess it wasn't that shocking. It was just, came out of nowhere.
Well, I'm sure you know by now that Tim is very much like a Mitch. Like, he is playing the game. He basically said it himself. He's Mitch with a personality, or with a more likable personality. He is working that house on many levels, and
that's what they love about him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's why he's there, because never a dull moment. People even know that he, like, says one thing, says another thing. People know that, and they're like, I still love Tim. Like, Tim is engaging, and his social game is out of this world, and he's so weird that people are like, this guy is unique, and we want this. Like, there's nothing like him in the house. He's such a ball of fun. I loved him.
Were you happy with the two people that were voted in? Were you happy with it being Tim and Nikki?
Yeah, I was happy with it being Tim and Nikki, because I like the fact that, Nikki is such an outward personality where she's, she cries a lot. She's different. She was such a breath of fresh air for the house. And it definitely took a lot of spotlight off of like all the drama that was going on. And then you have like Tim, who's like this wild, crazy character. But I feel like they're people that you can work with. And they're both so different that it was a perfect duo and a combination to have in the house.
Okay, brilliant. I'm laughing because I don't know how we have not drilled this into people's heads enough yet. Here's a question from Joshua, and I'm going to be so super clear after you end this because I think the Mitch fans are still hanging on. Loveita, would you, I'm sorry, it's not from Josh. It is from, well, I totally forgot who it was from. The question is, would you be upset if Mitch was voted back into the house and won?
Absolutely not. In fact, if I were on jury and Mitch was final 2, why wouldn't I vote for him? He played a solid game. Like, yeah, especially if he, tried to bypass that twist, didn't bypass the twist, and went back in. Kudos. That's a solid game.
I'm gonna put a flashing, when I edit the show later, I'm gonna have like a flashing sign, and it's gonna say Mitch fan, Mitch fan, Mitch fan, and it will just point at you. Just like they'll get it by the end of the show. They'll totally get it. What is Nikki like in person? Is she everything that we think she is? Because I think she's like Veruca from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, where she's just running around like, I want chocolate, and like that's all I think she does all day, and I love it.
Vita. I can't do it. I can't take it anymore. The damn hyena. It's dirty. Nikki is exactly what you see on camera. It is very true, and she is the biggest sweetheart. That is not a lie. When people are saying Phil's like Nikki, so Nikki is the funniest person ever. And when I tell you that Nikki is true to herself, she really is just that way. Like, what you see on camera of Nikki is how Nikki is. Like, Nikki's Nikki, and she's hilarious. Like, that girl is so, I feel like I could imitate her all day long. Leaving the house, had so many things just continuing running through my head, like Nikki phrases, and I'm like, I miss that girl.
Have you seen the diary room with her where she's like pulling her leg over her head and is okay, look, Loveita, I have a feeling you are going to be doing it again because we're doing awards this year. Your Reality Recaps is giving out awards this year. And instantly, the chat room went crazy for your Nikki impression and instantly said, we have to nominate Loveita for Best Impression. And I have a newsflash. That's going to be really hard to beat.
Yeah, I have better ones, guys. I could do Nikki all day long, but I'm going to save some.
Do you want to see my Dallas impression?
Yes.
That's my Dallas impression.
Oh, Lord, I can't wait for Dallas to see this.
Dallas is coming on Monday, and I love you, Dallas. Dallas, just remember, comedic recaps. It's hard for people to remember that point. Are you watching the live feeds? I see a lot of people want to know.
I watch it sometimes just because I just got out. I've been really busy with people trying to like respond to people contacting me. So it's like for sure watching the show. I haven't really been able to sit down and religiously watch the live feeds, but I want to be able to talk to my fans about what's going on because I know these people personally in the house and I'm not taking that. I feel like I'm now non-biased because I'm out of the game. So the way I look at things is just going to be strictly gameplay and I want to comment. So I am going to start watching the live feeds like ASAP.
Well, perfect. That's amazing to know. We have to start wrapping it up, but let me say this then. We have Dallas coming on Monday, but on Mondays, we do our show where we really talk about like spoilers and what's going on in the house and all that stuff. You totally need to come back on one of those shows and talk with us more about that. But here's my question, and you can kind of keep this, or not my question. I see a lot of people in the chat room asking it. Keep this in your mind while you're watching, unless you do have one. People want to know, is there anything that you saw while watching the live feeds that you've been like, wow, that wasn't even on my radar? But it's okay. I know you have just got out of the house a hot second ago.
So, honestly, from when I left the house and even in the Big Brother suite, I felt like I really had decent reads on everybody. And I was on to Mitch and felt like weary of Mitch like 2 days prior to the eviction. I feel like there wasn't the biggest thing for me was how much Mitch and the brothers talked. It was like an abnormal amount. It's like, but Mitch spoke to everybody in the house, so it was hard to know. But there was nothing like truly shocking. Everything was pretty transparent. If you ask me, there were some things, it was like, okay, might not have expected that, but no, not really. And I'm hoping that I see something shocking, like hopefully the next little while as I'm watching, something's like, whoa. But
so keep that in your mind. Keep that in mind so you have to come back and tell us. Okay, last question I'm going to take. Okay, Rosie P. I see you just asked it last. A lot of people have asked it. What is your opinion on Joel?
I absolutely love Joel. I felt like Joel was loyal to me. And people might want to argue and say, oh, well, he didn't vote the way you wanted, X amount of weeks. Because Joel is true to his word. When Joel locks in and commits to something, he sticks to it. And that is what I value. So, like, being in the game isn't just about people voting the way you vote to view them as somebody that you can trust in the game. It's being able to see the fact that they stick to their word. And that's what I love about Joel. And Joel always brought out the best in me in the house. I'm a very different person than I think people in the house perceive me to be. And Joel was somebody that really got me and made me comfortable and actually made me laugh because he's authentic, raw, and real. And that's what I like. Like, I love Joel.
Now, he's authentic, raw, and really an actor.
I know he's an actor, but in this house...
You think he was being genuine?
Act so much.
Okay.
And Joel has done his impressions, and he does great at his impressions, but I don't think he's acting in the house. I kind of thought even in the house we could play on this, Joel. Like, me and Joel had made up a few things that I like, we should do this. We should tell the house guests this. Or you need to act this way for the day, Joel. But I think who he is, you can feel it, sense it, and see the real person. Like, I always felt that Joel for me was Joel, and I can't wait to know Joel outside of the game.
I know. I can't. I find Joel very interesting. He's like a little Steve from our last season, but I don't know. Like, sometimes I'm like, is this the real you, or are you just like, I want to know. I want to get deeper in there. XOXO Feedsters, who I do believe, she is my go-to source for live feed updates all the time. She is saying that based on talk in the house right now, it seems like Jared will use it and Nikki or Joel will replace him.
Wow. Nikki, not surprised. I mean, yeah, Joel associated with me. I don't really know what Joel's ever done to Maddie, so I don't even know if that really makes sense for her, but I don't know why she would put Joel up.
Well, I don't know.
I can even see like Nikki maybe.
Pawn.
So many people love Nikki, and they wouldn't want Nikki,
to go over home. Kelsey.
But I don't see Nikki, Nikki's not the type. I don't see her campaigning for herself. I think that would be very difficult for Nikki. In fact, like, I don't even know. Nikki might be like, I don't really care about this game. Like, you know what I mean? I don't see Nikki being where Kelsey will go hard campaigning and Nikki won't. That could backfire because I know for a fact that Maddie's going to want Kelsey out and not Nikki. But Nikki's not going to be as... What Nikki has is maybe the support of Tim. But maybe Tim might want to be the only international in the house. Who knows?
It's true. I would hate that because I need Nikki all the time and I don't get that. I don't get that from Tim. From what I get in confessionals and on the feeds, I kind of think he's being sincere. However, Tim is also smart enough to be he's of my mindset of how you have to play the game, and it's you have to play the house, you have to play production, and you have to play the viewers. So it would not be in his benefit to let people know if that's his actual real plan.
That's the thing. Tim will say one thing and do the other, and Tim likes to stir the pot, and I think he knows that people will assume that he wants Nikki to stay. And if he does want her to stay for that reason, he's not going to let the house guys know. In fact, he might even campaign for Kelsey to stay to totally derail them. Like, that's the game he plays.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see the way that this all shakes out. I am devastated. I feel like you've been here for 2 seconds, and everyone, I tried so hard to get to so many of all of your questions. I think the number one thing, Loveita, is you have tons of fans.
I love my fans.
Hundreds of questions. I was trying to pick ones that I think you haven't probably answered yet. But what do you want to say to everybody right now watching who are fans of yours?
I want to say thank you guys so much. I want to be able to retweet you guys. I'm trying my best to get through all of my Twitter responses and tweets, and I want you guys to know that I've loved your support through this journey. I'm going to continue trying to be interactive with you all, and also know for all the fans that at the end of the day, this is a game, and outside of the game, every single one of us will be friends, and I hope that you guys continue to support and tweet, and I'll have more for you guys. There's a lot of treats that I have in store, and yeah, I want you guys to know that I love you.
Now, aside from your Twitter, which is right below you, and anything that you say, I will have the links below this video after, but where can people find you on social media?
So you can follow me on Instagram at Lovey Marie. It's LOVEYMARIE. You can follow me on my fan Facebook page, which is just Loveita Adams. And you can continue following me on Twitter. I am going to try to get Snapchat and that for you guys. And I also have a company, so you can check out my website at naturesavenue.ca. We've had high demands, high sales, lots of people wanting to get my products, and I'm hoping to have myself and Dallas kind of want to get some fan stuff for you guys. I'm not too sure how that's going to go. I can't say too much about it. It's something that we're thinking about. So just stay tuned and follow, and I'll try to shoot out some surprises.
Okay, now I wish I would have known this beforehand. Just tell us quickly, what are you selling on your website?
Natural skincare products. So sugar scrubs, face masks. We have like men's facial systems, mineral mists, soap bars, everything. Lots of stuff.
I think we might have to have a live demo show with Loveita, and then we're gonna have. And am I allowed to say her boyfriend, who's hot?
Yay! You know what? Everybody's been complimenting my boyfriend, and he's just like soaking it up. He's like, "Yeah, I love it." I'm like, "You're welcome."
There you go. Well, you now, chat room. Let me just tell you, I'm probably gonna be signing off now. Might come back on later. Don't know. And you all can have a wonderful day. Thank you so much, Loveita, for coming. Oh, you know what you should do, Loveita? You know what you should do? What? Tie, RJ Mitchell, and Sherry Blackberry. So RJ Mitchell, Ty, and Sherry were your 3 biggest fans on this show. You should thank them.
Follow them.
Yes.
Yes,
oh,
I can do that.
I was going to tell you just to say thank you, but that's fine too. Follow.
I love my fans. I'm going to follow them.
All right, do it. I will let you know who they are. All right, everybody, thank you so much for a great show. Don't forget to follow Loveita, and we will see you guys all back here on Monday with Dallas at 7 p.m. Eastern. See you guys all then. Bye, everybody. Bye.